I am on the road again, this time in a particularly beautiful part of northwest Georgia. You've heard of Tallulah Gorge State Park? Well, there's a bike trail right across the street, so to speak, that is peaceful and scenic and has some interesting history attached to it. But first, I've got a question for you. How do you feel about doing drugs and getting naked at parties? No, the reason I ask is because when I was preparing for this video, I did a deep dive into the life of Tallulah Bankhead, who was named in a roundabout way for Tallulah Falls, Georgia. And it brought up some serious questions. Maybe we can circle back around to those questions later in the video. Whatever you think of actress Tallulah Bankhead, I'm pretty sure you're going to fall in love with this suspension bridge. Stay tuned. This is Tallulah Falls, Georgia, site of the Tallulah Gorge State Park, which is an amazing place. My daughter Annie and I visited that park recently, and I plan to share an entire Joyful Trails episode on the state park one day. But as you ride around Tallulah Falls, it feels almost like more of a tourist area than an actual town. But then I saw a post office and a city hall, and I realized, yeah, it is a town. A town incorporated in 1885 that sits on 8.5 square miles, but has a population of just 199 people. Tallulah Falls was a filming location for the 1972 film Deliverance. Maybe you've heard of that. As I was touring the town, I decided to stop in at the old general store to enjoy a cookies and cream milkshake, which I highly recommend, by the way. Highly recommend. This old general store was like something straight out of Little House on the Prairie, y'all, only with more souvenirs and t-shirts. But I asked the lady working in the general store why such a beautiful place would attract only 199 residents. And she explained that due to the popularity of the state park, most of the land in and around Tallulah Falls is owned by the state of Georgia. There's just not room for more people or for more houses to be built. They're only making so much land. There's no room to attract more residents to Tallulah Falls. Houses just don't change hands that often. And when land does change hands, it's usually passed down within families, which makes a lot of sense, actually. But enough about Tallulah Falls. We've got a trail to ride, the Tallulah Falls Shortline Trail. Check this out.
Spend my days scrolling down my feed online, and all the finds, all my friends are doing well. One's playing shows of thousands, one's traveling the world, while I'm wondering how far I fell. No, I'd like to ask the ghost of time, is it worth a second try? Will I rise above the clouds, just get lost within the skies? Well, comparison and prediction will only tie me to the ground, so I'll try to stop from sinking further down. Conversations with myself can get so out of hand, but I think I'm getting closer to the truth. Not everything that's thorn and lights can make it past the glare to make a change that lasts beyond its youth. Oh, I like to ask the ghost of time, will I look within or look behind? Will I wrestle with this moment, let it wash me in its tide. But it seems that my resistance to the flow just slows me down, so I'll go the way it wants me to for now.
Hey, do me a favor, and if you are enjoying this video, I need you to hook a brother up and help a brother out. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and what else? Share the video with like-minded cycling enthusiasts, and I need you to ring that bell, church. Ring that bell to get notifications. Do you want to be notified? Yeah, you do. Turn to your neighbor and say, I want to be notified. Now turn to your other neighbor and say, where's the bell so I can ring it?
Amen.
I don't even know where the bell is. All I hear is people all the time say, ring the bell for notifications. I don't know what that even means. I'm a YouTuber, apparently. I don't even know where the bell is, how you ring it, or what you're going to get notified of. But I think you should. I'm going to say you should because everybody else says that. At the time of this taping, I'm hovering around 500 or so subscribers. I need to get to 1,000. So if you're not subscribed, do that for me. Thanks. So let's talk about this trail. It's sort of a U-shaped trail that's about 3 miles long, out and back. You'll travel alongside the Tallulah River, crossing under a historic bridge, and crossing over a magnificent suspension bridge. The suspension bridge has towers 20 feet high. It spans a distance of 230 feet over the Tallulah River. Built in 1998, it's made of pressure-treated pine and steel cables. I don't know if this trail is technically a rail trail, but everywhere you go on this trail, you see reminders of the old Tallulah Railroad. Dynamite was used to blast rock to create a bed for the railroad, and when you travel through those sections, you notice the temperature is noticeably cooler. They say it's because of the water trickling down and through the rocks, causing you to feel cool air when the wind blows. I don't know about all that. I don't care what causes it. I just know I like it. It's a unique feature of this trail. Feels about 10 degrees cooler than it actually is. By the way, the old abandoned bridge posts that are still standing in the Tallulah River, how cool are those? The trains used to travel across the river on top of those bridge posts or pylons or whatever you want to call them. The railroad was constructed beginning in 1871. By 1882, it connected Cornelia, Georgia with Tallulah Falls. And by 1907, it extended all the way to Franklin, North Carolina. The railroad caused Tallulah Falls, Georgia to become somewhat of a popular resort town as people came from every which way to see the popular waterfalls. The old railroad depot, built in 1913, still stands today. As the popularity of cars grew, the railroad lost customers, and the last train ran in 1961. I said earlier that it's a U-shaped trail, and it is, but if you choose to, you can just complete the circle and make it a loop. But you'll have to ride on roads in order to do that. Not a huge or long distance, but a little ways. And that's exactly what I did. If you do complete that circle, you'll get some spooky views of this creepy-looking hydroelectric power plant and some pretty and peaceful views of the Tallulah River. Remember me mentioning the famous actress Tallulah Bankhead earlier in the video? Well, she was named after her grandmother, who was named after Tallulah Falls, Georgia. Tallulah Bankhead was an award-winning actress who appeared in an Alfred Hitchcock movie and tons of other films and TV shows and live plays. And according to the interwebs, she smoked up to 120 cigarettes a day. She was quoted as saying, "Cocaine isn't habit-forming, and I know because I've been taking it for years." Wikipedia says she was an extrovert who often got naked at private parties. And I mean really, who among us doesn't do that, right? Bless her heart, she died in Manhattan at age 66, and her last words reportedly were a request for codeine and bourbon. I mean, I know she was named after Tallulah Falls, but right now I'm regretting the fact that I even went down that rabbit trail. So what do we think about this trail? We love it. We love it. The cool temperatures of the rock cutouts, the tall, mature trees and the shade they provide, the soothing sounds of the Tallulah River rushing over the rocks, and that showstopper of a suspension bridge. Wow. There's only two things keeping this trail from getting 5 stars. Number one, it's just not long enough. Number two, there are some problems with tree roots that are causing the asphalt to break up and creating a lot of bumpiness that can make things uncomfortable for cyclists, if you know what I mean. It's really bumpy in some places. Fix the bumps and make it at least, 5 miles long, and you would have a 5-star trail on your hands. But hey, 4 stars is nothing to sneeze at. Achoo! I've used that joke before. See you next time.